Hello, everyone. Welcome to the MovieJar podcast, where we review films and give them cookies at the end. The cookies are completely nonsensical. Don't worry about it. We also worship the mighty wheel. What
Oh
do we
yeah,
say about the wheel?
I love the
The
wheel.
wheel.
Exactly. All right. So this week, this was my movie. I'm Cameron. Hello. You should know this by
Hi,
now.
Cameron.
Yeah,
We
you should know this by now.
We don't care.
Chris, I don't care about your feelings. Fuck you.
Yeah, that's perfectly reasonable. I
Yeah,
don't care
get
about you either, pal.
Whoa,
I'm
whoa,
I'm gonna
whoa, whoa.
make out
Okay.
with you sloppy
Okay, I never
style.
thought that this
Anyways,
would be the movie that would divide them.
No, no, my
I,
friends.
I thought
Cut
Space
to-
Odyssey was enough.
cut to a
Love you too, Cameron.
cut to a Family Guy gag of us making out sloppy style.
It's just
Anyways.
the chicken and Peter beating the shit out of each other.
Oh my god. Tag yourself. Oh my god. Anyways,
Anyway.
this week, following in line with all of my other films on my part of the list, this is once again another space baby movie, possibly the grandfather of all space baby movies.
No.
I'm not gonna count, and that's not because I'm gonna count
87.
2001. I'm not gonna
You're
count
not
2001 as the
Why?
grandfather because
Why
Dune
not?
because Dune is like the grandfather of a lot of sci-fi, and you know,
And
space
so
baby.
is Star Trek.
Okay, yeah, but it's not like got the same film. It's not the film. Okay,
At least it has a plot,
Dune-
Cameron.
Dune
Okay,
is
okay.
different.
Okay,
Dune is
okay.
different in the sense that yeah, you can say that about like it being from a like a written perspective, but in terms of like it being a film, it's not the same because Space Baby came first. So the
hold on.
sort of stuff around the Space Baby in terms of like putting that shit on film, Space Baby.
I'm gonna put a pin in that argument. That's one that we can have later because I have a retort. However, if you couldn't guess, we're reviewing Dune, but not the popular one
Not the
from.
good one.
Whoa!
Okay.
I'm already having my blood boil.
First having conniptions.
I'm stepping.
Don't
I'm
throw
stepping in.
disrespect on David Lynch's name. Not
Okay.
right now.
Okay, hold on.
Not David Lynch hated this film. There's no disrespect to it.
Shut up, everyone, shut up. I don't have a gavel. I only have an air horn. Okay. We are going to let Cameron speak, and we are going to let Cameron say things without interruptions. Do you understand me?
Yes, Alex.
Can someone play the Ace Attorney music? But yes, anyways, the 1984 Dune, my favorite one. I like the other two, but
87.
this
No,
is
it's
this is
84.
1984. The bit. No, Chris, the bit is
It's
that
a
it's 1987 because it's the bite of 87.
I actually
also
think it was
it's-
just that we got the year wrong and then we thought it was funny.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I just misheard, and then I went the bite of 87, and then we kept
The
it.
Dune of 87.
The sandweb of
Anyways.
87.
Oh my god.
Anyway, sorry,
okay.
Cameron. Continue.
It's alright. It's alright. Now I'm thinking about the sandworm popcorn bucket.
He keeps it under his bed.
Yeah, Timothy Chalamet keeps that under his bed.
What?
Yeah, for no distinct reason whatsoever.
No reason.
Anyways, we're not talking about Timothy Chalamet though.
Kinky.
We are talking about Kyle MacLachlan.
Isn't that the Blue Velvet guy?
Who?
Alex, it's funny that you say that. Yeah, it is the Blue Velvet guy.
Yeah.
Would you like to know why?
Perfect Blue.
Because David Lynch liked working on him in this film, and according to Carl MacLachlan himself, David Lynch's advice wasn't any actual like conceivable words. Sometimes they just like would stand together and look at the ground in silence, and then they'd go, yeah. And then other times David Lynch would go up to Carl MacLachlan and be like, imagine more of a wind. And then Carl MacLachlan would know what he was talking about.
I was like,
Yeah,
I bet.
no, fucking bingo. God, I love David Lynch. He's so
they were
fucking
each other's
obscure.
Shaylas.
Actually, Carl McLachlan, I think, was David Lynch's muse after this. He's in a lot of David Lynch films.
My Shayla.
Sorry, I just need to post that image of Sting. So this film has a lot of really strange picks for its cast. One of them being Sting.
My
Another
aunt actually met
being-
Sting.
Yeah, you've mentioned this.
Sorry.
That's alright. Another being Chucky.
And Sir Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, and Sir Patrick Stewart.
Bro, literally, I was watching it and I saw him for a split second because I looked away, so he was only in my field of vision for like a frame, and I was like, Sir Patrick Stewart!
You did the fucking
My
fucking
goats?
soy jack point.
My goat?
Oh, and Linda Hunt. Linda Hunt was Shout Out Mapes. I know her
Oh
from... Yeah, she's from Pocahontas.
yeah.
Oh, that
Oh my
movie.
god, she looks like fucking Edna Mode. Anyways,
Damn!
she does.
She does.
She really does.
I think she's the person they styled Edna Mode on.
Yeah,
Like,
it would not
entirely
surprise
real.
me. Anyways, so yes, this is David Lynch's Dune. This was a film that when it was initially released, everyone fucking hated it.
I wonder why.
Whoa.
Shut up, don't make me play the air horn again.
Now, when I say everyone, I mean critics, because film critics don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
No. Okay. Keep going, Cameron. I had to do
Who
that
played
one
the
to
fucking
myself.
air horn?
Bro.
Yeah, no, so this actually got a really bad critical reception when it initially released, and it has grown like every other David Lynch film. It has grown in popularity as time has gone on. And people did not like this film because they thought that Dune as a book was just completely unadaptable.
It's frankly, it is a bit of a weird book. It's an artifact of weird sci-fi, which I miss.
Frank Herbert did a lot of drugs. He did a lot of drugs.
Well,
like,
also,
you know, Spice? Not even the same fucking level that he was
I
doing.
need me some of that spice. Also,
Well,
when I
also-
told my parents that I had to watch the 1984 version of Dune, my mum said, "Oh, why?"
Because it's the goated version, that's why.
She's
Um,
like, "Why would you watch that?"
Yeah, exactly. It's still scarring people to this day. Most movies that I suggest. Oh, trust me, you guys aren't ready for season 2.
My mum was
Um,
10 when that movie came out.
Oh, even better.
There's a 36% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, no, so
I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you.
this was... No, it's alright. This is not an air horn moment. This is not an air horn gavel moment.
Okay. My hand's coming off the air horn.
So the reason that a lot of people thought this movie was unadaptable was just because of how deep a lot of the political plots that went on in the book went, and also a lot of the scenery that was described. And if you know David Lynch, you know he's a fucking sucker for that shit, right? He
Yeah.
really wants to nail exactly what he's adapting. But then when you do that, it usually ends to other parts of the budget being a bit loose.
Yeah.
A little bit loose. And
If I remember... Oh yeah, continue.
sorry, go ahead.
Well, if I remember, because... Okay, look, I have thoughts on this film. Not to start my own point, but I did listen to a lot of David Lynch's interviews. And I listened to a lot of interviews about how people thought David Lynch responded to this film. Yeah, he really liked Mexico City, but he didn't have Final Cut, so that... So he was very annoyed that he couldn't get things to look how he wanted it.
Yeah, no, Dune is probably his biggest regret when it comes to filmmaking because he could never act like his attempt was never in what he wanted it to be.
Technology
He called it
wasn't good
a
enough.
sick joke, and that when a fan said that they liked Dune, he said, "Well, that's nice for you, but to me it's a great pain that I hate talking about, but you know, I guess it's nice that you like it."
Yeah, but Look, I think I like this version. It's probably my favorite version because, first off, it's David Lynch, and David Lynch does a lot of very weird film. Sorry, not film. Cinematography decisions, and that works well for Dune, in my opinion.
Why did we have to
Um,
lose David Lynch?
yeah, I know. My God.
My
Okay.
God.
Woody Allen, Roman Polanski, literally
No,
anyone
no,
else.
no, no.
Oh, we don't say that name.
Get the
Did you
gavel.
know
Get
that
the gavel.
did you know the guy who was like
I
the
don't have a
musical
gavel,
man
but I can play something else.
from Mary Poppins is still alive?
What?
Chris, I've never seen a bigger case of ADHD in my life, man. Anyways,
Dick Van Dyke. He's
get
still
the
alive.
fuck off of IMDb.
We don't talk about Dick Van Dyke.
I just had the thought, old guy. Oh, old guy that's alive. Dick Van Dyke. Okay? Calm down.
Old man who's alive, not David Lynch. Continue.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn. Damn.
Sorry.
I can definitely I do understand why he thinks that this is a fucking failure of filmmaking, because when you look at it from a critical lens, yeah, yeah, I'm not gonna deny it. I can't deny it actually, because it is David Lynch trying to be forced into traditional filmmaking ideas and then also adapting Dune on top of all of that. Which no, no, that's not how that works. You can't just do that. And the movie paid the price for it. However, there is a reason. There is a reason that this is my favorite version, and that is because I decided to rewatch this version. There is a Canadian cut that is the
Fuck's
closest
sake.
thing to a director's cut that will ever exist for this movie,
Damn you, Canadians.
and it was a whole bunch of unedited raw footage that got leaked to a Canadian TV studio just by pure accident. But they were all big fans of Dune. So they took the 1984 movie, stitched in these raw, unedited scenes, and did their own special effects. And then that amounted to 3 hours long.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then people have, over the years, gone back and updated these special effects, and now it actually looks really fucking good. So that is why and this is also, when they go back to these unused scenes, it actually creates a much better adaptation. Because Dune is not a film that you can just adapt into a 1.5 hour movie.
2 hours 16 minutes.
Yeah, it's actually over 2 hours.
It's
Oh, fuck, is
specifically.
it?
It's
Yeah, no,
137 minutes long.
God, it
Yeah,
really doesn't feel like it.
Well, it did.
Cameron,
Cameron, I
okay,
watched it on
wait.
1.2 times speed.
No. Hold on. Let me. I will air horn. No, the reason why it is specifically 2 hours and 16 minutes is because that's why David Lynch didn't have Final Cut. He mentioned in an interview that he wanted to make this grand, more spectacular story, but the producers and the people up top wanted to be able to have an extra screening every day, so they made it exactly 2 hours and 16 minutes because that was the standard and led to more screenings per more day. And because it was June, which was big at the time, they thought that's going to mean we're going to make like quadrillions of dollars.
Wow. The moral of the story being capitalism is evil?
Hollywood.
Oh wow, who could have seen that coming?
It's my favorite fucking place in the world. Fucking Hollywood.
Hollywood is my favorite institution. Yay. I love Hollywood. Yay.
Oscar
Oh my god. Amelia Perez moment. Anyways.
Yes, that is why the film is specifically 2 hours and 16 minutes.
Thank you for that. I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, it also has some like neat little bits that aren't included in the new movies, by the way. So, for example,
there's a. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Chris.
Well, just like the little example is the fact that the what are they called? Mentats have red stained lips because when they I think they have something. They have sort of a drug they actually consume that stains their lips red and makes it look like they have puffy lips, which is included in the film.
which is
Um,
not spice. It's a
yeah,
different drug. They do a lot of drugs in Dune.
Well, yeah, because of the
yeah, it's
Butlerian Jihad.
well,
I'm just trying to say. I'm just trying to say as many funny words that
okay.
Micaiah feels like she's missing out on something.
Also, the
I'm
Butlerian.
paying attention. What do you mean?
Also, by the way, just so you know,
Leave
Butlerian
me
Jihad is
alone.
actually like based on a guy that fucking it, it's based on a guy that uh Frank Howard actually sort of like talked to a little bit, I think. He was
Frank Hubert.
basically Frank Hubert. He was basically just against computers wholesale. I can't quite remember the exact reasons why, but I believe that's why it was called the Butlerian Jihad. Additionally, the reason why the Butlerian Jihad happened is, well, it was originally just like a tidbit in the lore, same as like the Horus Heresy in 40K. Um, but it was basically on the idea of natural evolutionary replacement and cycles, but the books that followed up on it basically just made fascist robots, which is really like that. It's kind of a shit thing. That was made by Frank Hubert's son, which he did some good stuff.
Frank
And to be,
Herbert.
but
My favorite. Okay, I think that Frank
Herbert.
Herbert's son, Hubert Herbert. I'm
the
like,
mind game.
Spelt with an
Chris has
E.
actually like
Herbert.
fucked me up
Gassa,
now.
gassa, gassa.
I'm
uh,
before we get into actually reviewing the movie fully, I need to say this now. Book 4 is my favorite book of all of June, and it's my favorite book that his son wrote because of the front cover.
is it the
His,
worm?
his son didn't write the fourth
It's
book.
God Emperor of Dune, and that is the
I
fucking
fucking
worm.
called it.
There's
No, but
4 of
It's
them.
just the worm.
Six of them.
Oh, there's more.
There's
There's more than
6 of
four.
them. What do you
There's
mean
more than
there's
four, but
6
four
of
is like
There's
them?
6.
Okay. Can I explain in simple ways that we can get on to reviewing?
Mhm.
There are 6 books of Dune that were written by Frank Herbert. Everything else that came after that is technically canon, technically not. It depends on which
Fan
way you swing.
fiction.
Well, no, it's not necessarily fan fiction. You know how like Tolkien's son wrote a bit? It's like that. Herbert's son wrote his own stuff, but a lot of Dune
I call
fans
that
don't
fan
really.
fiction.
Yeah, and then some other guy came in and wrote some other Dune novels. Basically, the real vision for Dune comes from those 6 books. In the first 2 books cover Paul Atreides. The next 2 books cover his son,
Leto Atreides.
Leto Atreides the second, who becomes a giant emperor worm that
Pictured on this book cover.
What the fuck
uh,
is this?
that
Cameron,
becomes
what
it's
a
am I
giant.
looking at?
beautiful.
He
No, that's
becomes
Leto Atreides.
yeah
That
he
looks like a
becomes
penis.
well yeah he becomes a sandworm. So he becomes a
Become penis.
sandworm
Then
to
it
he
doesn't
becomes
become
a
a sandworm.
sandworm so that way he can oppress humanity enough that they can free themselves. And then the last 2 books go a bit off the rails because Duncan Idaho, who was played by I'm not even going to explain. Anyway,
Okay, that
Duncan
one's a
Idaho.
Fucking
penis.
Duncan, man.
Duncan Idaho comes back and then has to fight both a dominatrix society and then also the Bene Gesserit in the final book.
Yeah.
And
By
then
the way,
Frank
just so
Herbert
you
dies.
know, he's cloned a lot. He's like half the military. The other half is the fish speakers, which is basically like the Bene Gesserit, but like militant and like
Mm.
controlled by the God Emperor of Dune. I can't remember his name. Leto the Second, I think.
Leto
Um,
Atreides II is named after
yeah.
Paul's dad.
Yeah.
Also, the reason that Leto Atreides
Ew.
gets like the sandworm mutation, because it's not a mutation. It's actually like a suit that grows around him, and it's made of sandworm like pieces.
Yeah, it's like
Because
19 inches of venom.
yeah, kind of. But the fun fact and a little bit of a spiraling bullshit over here, but sandworms actually don't like eat in the traditional way. They essentially absorb other little sandworms, which I believe are called like a sand trout, which they eventually form into sandworms after consuming enough of their microscopic relatives. Essentially, it's just
Oh, I'm
essentially
forgetting now, and this is gonna haunt me. Oh, I'm a fucking Dune nerd. How do I not remember this?
Essentially, it
it's
is
like Little
a
Maker.
yeah, Little Makers
Little
are
Makers.
Little
They're
Makers
like
are
the
the
babies.
result. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
they're
but
like the
little
babies.
yeah, but Little Makers are the result of the Sand Trout. The Sand Trout are like smaller, and then there's like even smaller
Yeah.
ones. Essentially, Dune is like a cannibalistic ecosystem that like drains the water from the world because the microscopic ones they eat a lot of water, produce a lot of the oxygen, which is why that Dune is habitable, by the way, because essentially everything on Dune is a worm or getting eaten by worms or a microscopic worm. It's just worms and sand. That's what this fucking bowl is. Yeah.
Why? Shut up!
All right,
We
then
need to,
time's
we
up.
need to, we need to get back to discussing the film here, guys.
No, hold on. Let us have our
Cameron-
nerd
okay,
moment.
Let us cook, you fuck!
Okay, no, I get that, but Cameron hasn't even finished their tangent before any of us can say what our opinions on Dune was.
Anyways,
no
So
idea what's
finish,
happening.
Cameron.
returning to my main tangent.
Okay, good.
So yeah, in terms of this movie, in my opinion, being better than being the best adaptation rather
Oh.
than
Oh,
okay,
no.
hold on.
No.
Whoa, hold on. Let me finish.
Okay.
It's a better adaptation, not a better movie.
No.
That is my gripe.
Okay,
That's the hill that I die on.
Is that the point that you're finishing off on this tangent?
Wait, hold on.
And I will explain.
I gotta be honest, I zoned out for a second. What did you say?
I'll explain.
No, what
Okay.
did you
This-
say?
This movie
Better
is a better
adaptation, not better
adaptation, not a better movie than the current franchise.
Okay. I'm willing. No,
One of
I'm
them-
willing to hear them out.
One
Okay,
of the
but
main
can we-
reasons.
okay.
Sorry, hold on. Yeah, go on.
No, I was just saying that Cameron, I understand the wanting to defend your point, and I think we can get into that. However, at a certain point, the rest of us have to say our opinions on the movie before we get into something that will spiral into a definite argument that you will be on the back foot of. So
Not
Kaya,
another tangent.
no, so Kaya, what was your opinion on this movie?
Okay, so I would like to start off by saying that. Oh my god, we are 23 minutes in. I would like to start off by saying that I have not watched the new Dunes. I have not. I know literally nothing about it other than Zendaya and Timothy Chalamet are in the new movies. That is like it. So, and the sandworm popcorn bucket. So,
Under the bed. Under the
Fucking
bed. Don't forget that.
I
So-
keep getting flashbanged by an image of it in my head.
Akira.
Okay, keep going. Kaya,
Okay.
keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
So, okay, first of all, bro, I put off watching this movie so much. I literally watched it, like, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday.
Oh my god, it really looks like a flashlight. Fucking hell.
At, like, 1.25 speed. And I don't know what I watched, man. I'm just confused.
Yeah. I'm not
Um,
surprised.
I was mildly entertained, but like I don't fucking know, man. I think that might have also been because I was playing Minecraft at the time. I was paying attention, but like I don't know.
This is not a film that you can do something on the side with.
Okay.
You
Hear me
how
out,
did
hear me-
you
no,
not
no, no,
learn
no,
this
no.
by now?
No. Hear me out. Okay. For pretty much like at least 50% of that movie, I was literally just standing at my mob farm and just hitting like any mobs that fell down, okay? So to be fair, it's not like I was doing anything that attention grabbing in Minecraft.
Alright, I'll
And the other
let
half
you
of it-
off on this
The
one.
other half of it was literally just me placing sand for 2 hours.
Alright, I'll let you off.
You were
I don't know,
placing
man.
during
But
food.
the fucking popcorn bucket.
Sand! Arrakis mention! Sorry, I had a
Anakin
connection.
Yeah, I don't.
Skywalker would hate Dune.
Um,
I hate you so much, Chris. Oh my god.
I warn you.
yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just confused. I'm just happy to be here, man. I don't know. I'm just happy to
Uh,
be
Okay.
included.
Okay.
I don't know what the fuck
We're-
happened
we're-
in that movie. I'm so lost.
We're very glad you're here, Kaya. Now, I have some interesting thoughts on the film.
Hold on,
but I'm
Alex. I
now
think I have to
gonna
turn you up.
Okay, is that better?
Oh, yeah, that's better.
Okay, I have some
Yeah.
interesting thoughts on this film. However, I'm gonna pass the mic to Chris because I think my thoughts can lead better into Cameron's tangent with an interesting point. So let's just pass the mic to Chris. Chris, what did you think of Dune
I
19?
didn't like it.
Okay.
Aside from the small details that are slightly, it's really not good. I found it highly distracting whenever they had an internal monologue and they went,
Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait.
Controls the universe. You gotta believe me, son. You've gotta believe me.
Wait,
oh
You
my God,
controls the space, controls the universe. You
I
gotta
agree with
believe
you
me.
so much. I have never watched a movie with so much fucking internal monologue. Like, oh my
Yeah,
god,
go
shut
read the
up!
book.
Stop
If
thinking!
you
Shut
if you
up!
enjoy elderly people speaking ASMR sexy talk in your ear about who controls the space, controls the universe, watch this movie.
He who
If you
controls the
don't,
space controls the universe.
if you don't,
It is-
please pray for David Lynch's soul who art in heaven, because that man
That
is
man is in
suffering.
hell.
Yeah. Just
Have you seen Eraserhead?
no, and I don't plan to. But personally, there are some things that I do think that Dune, the new movie, has benefited from, like just in this movie. For one, I think they realized that going for a highly mechanized look, which is very present, especially in the Harkonnen scenes, was not
Mm.
a good choice. Uh,
Really?
well, okay.
Not really.
In
No, I actually agree. It
Huh?
kind of.
Yeah, no. I'm interested to hear this. Yeah, go on.
So in the Harkonnen scenes in the new movie, which I am going to make direct comparison towards
Go on.
because
That
it's the
is.
new movie,
Me
I
Mhm.
think that having a highly mechanized sort of 80s industrial look really hurt the alien vibes that you could maybe make out on Dune. It like the main scenes in which you'd see in the 84 movie.
Mhm.
Simply because, well, it doesn't really set itself apart from, oh, this is just like Earth and space versus how they've done it in the new movies, which is alien as fuck, black and white, but it's because of the sun.
And it's because it's an artificial world, like it's made of
Exactly.
plastic, right?
So the industrial scenes in the Harkonnens really took away from the scenes of Arrakis in Dune 84, and I feel as though the scenes of the Harkonnens just made it more alien. So I think that just juxtaposition alone makes Dune 84 significantly worse because they made something that we can relate to in our time when it's meant to be sort of a medieval, futuristic alien society by comparison, whereas which I find kind of ironic because isn't David Lynch meant to be sort of into esoteric, not esoteric. I'm trying to think of that fucking word, which is like films that don't make sense.
Space
Uh,
movie.
it's
House.
Space
A20.
Yeah.
baby movies.
yeah, okay. He's trying to make like a very relatable scene, but it's not meant to be relatable. And I feel as though he should have gone really into his like alien. This is an alien fucking world, dude. Like, but he didn't, and I think that really hurt the film's cultural juxtaposition between both of them. That and the fact that he had no time, but like that's the bigger part of it.
It took 3 years. Making this film.
Okay,
For Dune?
Yeah, no, for this film, it took him 3 years from writing the script to do. He spent a year and a half in New Mexico, and then there was a decent portion of that which was also in post production and on other sets. It took David Lynch 3 years to make this film.
Okay, never mind. David Lynch did. Wow.
So
Well, okay. Well, they also learnt that you should have more time for the film. I guess that's a good thing that Dune, the new one, has learned.
Look, if anything, Lord of the Rings took that lesson and spent like that much time in pre-production.
that's why I'm so fucking bored of Tolkien. Anyways,
Okay.
What was your
okay.
thing, by the way? Because you were going to say sorry.
Okay. Now, my point.
hmm
Now it's all eyes on me. I will stop drawing my sand dunes and my fancy desert map.
Widow sand
Okay.
dunes.
So I'm going to level with all of you here, right?
Oh no, that's not
My
good.
only interaction with Dune before this was in 2021 when the Dune movie came out, the one with Timothy Chalamet, Part 1. At the time, I watched the movie. I watched it with Thomas Lockington, my bestest of friends, who had actually
That is
read the
true.
Dune novels. And at the time, I was confused and I didn't understand what was happening. And I sort of was like, I need to see part 2 before I can make any judgment on the series because I kind of fuck with it, but also I don't think I understand it. Years pass. Late last year, when I'm at a library, or actually last year, Dune 2 comes out, I decide I am frankly too busy to watch Dune 2. I decide to put it off because, and I don't watch it in IMAX, specifically because I didn't genuinely believe it was a religious. I didn't think it'd be a religious experience. Everyone I talked to said it would be a religious experience. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm busy, and also it's like nearly 3 hours, and I have to do this animation, so I put it
You
off. Then
bastard.
late, then hey, I prioritized my career over like anyway. I had to pass uni. Then
5 hours.
later last year, I picked up a comic book, 2 comic books. They were written by Frank Herbert's son, and they were supposedly preludes to Dune. And they explained a few things to me. They explained to me that the Emperor wasn't a worm, that came later, but that, it was this regular ass guy. There were also these people on Ix, and it kind of explained to me who the Harkonnens were, but I didn't understand why they were ginger. Um, in the book at least. And then I was like, okay, I was still confused. I put down the book, I was still confused, but I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe I should give Dune a go. We get this on the wheel, and I think, okay, finally, this is a good enough excuse for me to sit down and watch every piece of Dune except for that weird TV show in the 2000s, and to
Children
fully
of Dune, yeah.
try and understand what the fuck Dune is. So, mere day, like a day or two after we filmed the last podcast episode, I watched Dune. It's the earliest I've ever watched one of these films because I realized I was going to double feature the new ones. Because Evil Dead 2 technically is a remake of Evil Dead 1, but it really.
Minus a tree rape scene.
Yeah. I didn't really feel that was much. I didn't feel like I had to watch Evil Dead 1 because it was the same director who was redoing it. So it doesn't really count as a remake.
It's basically the
this-
same movie.
Yeah, but see, this is the case on the podcast. This is the first time we actually have entirely different visions of the same source material that we can compare and contrast against. And though we usually preach a whole thing of we have to analyze the film on its own gripes and its own
Hunger
points,
Games.
Hunger Games, I feel like it's a little bit different when there's a remake because then there are two distinct choices there. So I watched June 1984 and I gotta admit, did not fuck with it. But I gave it a 2 stars out of Letterboxd, not as low as Sharknado. I think the film has some pretty interesting production design concepts. I think the Harkonnens are objectively funny, and I like the fact that Vladimir Harkonnen is just a floating ginger with warts, and he just goes ha 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 ha. It sort of read more like a pulp thing, but winding it back a little bit, I had watched Blue Velvet with my loving partner because my loving partner loves suburban horror.
Hi, Jaden.
And hi Jaden. And so I'd seen David Lynch's work before, and I gotta be real, did not feel like Blue Velvet. I didn't really understand the inner monologues thing because the amount of times that fucking Paul Atreides is like,
I'm
the
cutting.
worms, the spice, what's the connection? It's like, I don't know, man. You keep asking. I don't have the answers here. You work it out. And then,
I think it gets to like 8 times by the end.
and then when he does take the water of life and he like and he's like, "Oh, I understand the connection." I'm like, "I don't. This is the one case where I'd like you to explain this to me. Your damn wife in the future explains most of the film for me." And I watched it, and I got the same feeling that I got when I watch any film that definitely had some production disasters, which is something went very wrong here. Um, and so, before I watched the new Dune films, I tried to avoid as many spoilers as I can, but I'd essentially consumed the same media. I had then gone to listen to some David Lynch interviews, just on his own filmmaking practice, and also I listened to some Frank Herbert interviews. I also, at this point, had some decent. There's been some discussion on the internet about Dune, and I'm in the certain circles
A little bit.
which tend to analyze it based on Frank Herbert's view of the things. Now, Frank Herbert said when he was writing Dune that Richard Nixon is my favorite president, not because I liked the guy, but because he taught us to distrust government. He said his least favorite president was John F. Kennedy because he was so charismatic he tricked everyone into going to Vietnam. Now, that was his ethos when writing Dune. His ethos was that Paul Atreides is not a messiah. He's just a charismatic guy who manages to get everyone behind him because the Bene Gesserit, the Sisterhood of Bald Women, are like have woven a lie and a prophecy into the Fremen to make them accept and believe in any sort of messiah that comes, so that way they can have the Kwisatz Haderach. I found that interesting. I find that to be deeply interesting because I think it challenges a lot of sci-fi. Some sci-fi authors tend to just be crypto-fascists, and they also sometimes just have fetishes. Frank Herbert had his fetishes, obviously, but he wasn't a
Oh,
crypto
that's very present in the later books.
Yeah.
Oh my god, is it?
Oh man, he loved dominant women.
He made a whole fucking army of them.
And so I listened to David Lynch's things on this, and I was very refreshed that he had the same opinion on the film that I did, that it is not his best work. He deeply regrets making it, and he thinks it's nice that people like it, but he hates talking about it. Um, but I thought, you know what? Surely compared to the newer Dunes, like, like I didn't understand the first Dune, so I watched Denis Villeneuve's Dune films this week.
Oscar snub.
I am the Lisan Al Gaib stan.
Lisan Al Gaib! Lisan Al Gaib!
Lisan Al Gaib! Listen, I
You
I
people are
understand.
fucking sheep.
I understand that there is a
Lisan Al
certain
Gaib.
tendency for certain film nerds to seek out specifically weird and obscure films and have a tendency to like them because it's sort of countercultural.
Persona.
I don't. I understand that this film does have some merits, but if we're talking about adaptations from the book, this film was meant to be 5 hours long. According to the main editor on this film and some of the main people who worked on it, David Lynch had 5 hours worth of stuff that he recorded, but only 2/5 of it actually made it into the film. So David Lynch had never read Dune before this. He had never even heard of Dune before making this film. And so he just put everything from the novel in there, including the internal monologues. I listened to some person analyze Frank Herbert's writing style, and the way that he does it is that no chapter is from one perspective, every paragraph is from a different character's perspective in the scene. So you're getting like all the information at once, which is why they have all these stupid internal monologues. So technically speaking, with the sheer amount of detail that David Lynch got from the novels and put into the film, and he did adapt a decent amount of the language that Frank Herbert put into the book into the film, yes, it is technically a closer adaptation than these movies. But if we're talking about the real core message that Frank Herbert was trying to put into Dune, the novel, and also some of the failings in his writing when he wrote the Dune novel, thoroughly this movie fails. And I think that the Denis Villeneuve films are a much closer vision to what Frank Herbert would have wanted, particularly with some of the characters it improves. That's my thought.
I completely agree.
I think that this film has the aesthetics of something which is close to the books, and I will admit, I do appreciate some of the dialogue style. Okay, I like some of that bodice ripping dialogue of you've stroken me, but I don't know, man. I've I know that a film is one of my favorite films when it becomes a vocal stim. Mad Max. After I watched Mad Max for a solid couple months, I was screaming "Immortan Joe."
Yeah.
Trust me, we
Yeah,
know.
We're aware.
yeah. I have not stopped screaming "Lisan Al Gaib" or "Muddy" or "As It Is Written." The film Dune 2 is just a masterpiece, and I don't expect Dune 1984 to hold up to what is double the runtime. But like, if you're gonna watch a Dune movie, just watch the other two. This Dune movie at least made me have a deeper appreciation for what Denis Villeneuve's been able to do, and it's sad that David Lynch never watched these movies because simply thinking about Dune gave him so much pain. His words.
Hmm.
Anyway, go on. You discuss your point, Cameron.
So I do completely agree with you. I will be 100% honest.
This
I
happens every
completely
time.
agree with you. However,
Okay.
Bro,
my personal
no.
reason,
Okay. What's your
my
personal
Oh.
personal reason for liking this vision for the Harkonnens, because that's what this is about initially. And generally, when we're discussing the mise en scène of a scene and the actual artistic vision.
Ooh.
Whoa, hold on, let me cook.
Okay.
Do you know of Alejandro Jodorowsky? I can never
Jodorowsky.
say his name. Jodorowsky's Dune.
Who?
I have only heard of it in comment sections.
Yes. So, this was a strange project that was happening in 1975 that got cancelled because Alejandro was like promising, 100 grand an hour to these 5-star celebs, to play main characters and shit like that, which he just didn't have the money for, obviously. But someone he did get onto the project was stop me if you've heard this name before. H.R. Geiger.
Oh yeah, the guy
Who?
behind Alien.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I'll
Now
put
I
some of
love.
the art into the group chat.
Yeah, so H.R. Geiger did a shitload of concept art for this movie, for this adaptation of Dune,
That makes sense.
and the Harkonnen ship is one of the, in my opinion, when I first ever read the book of Dune, the H.R. Geiger's concept art for the Harkonnen's main ship was how I envisioned a lot of stuff. Somehow I had come to the same visual description in my head that H.R. Geiger had created.
Quick
Now I'll put it.
question.
I'll put it in the
I'm
group
putting
chat.
it in. I'm
Is it-
putting it in the
Bro
group chat.
tried to get Orson Welles and Mick Jagger.
Yeah.
we
Oh,
both. Oh god.
so in my opinion, I prefer 1984 Dune's adaptation and visual style for people, especially like the Harkonnens, because they hit a lot closer to H.R. Geiger's concept art. Because that is how I originally envisioned it when I first read the book. And I read the book well before the latest Dune movies came out, or
Hold on,
or
this-
before I even watched Dune 1984. That, yep. That's the design for the
Slob it on,
sandworms.
Nick.
Yep. This is HR Geiger we're talking about. You know, the man who makes the fuckable xenomorphs.
It's funny that you
So-
it's funny that you mentioned Ridley Scott because he was actually the one who was originally meant to direct this. However,
Mhm.
his brother died, but also he mentioned a plot point which made Frank Herbert bellow and rage. And I want to clarify, I went on TV tropes for this because I saw a comment of this somewhere. I don't entirely
I know
remember where.
exactly what you're about to bring up.
But you know how Paul goes into the desert with his mother?
Oh no.
Ridley, you know how there's a child at the end of the movie?
Yep.
Stop
Yeah,
talking,
Ridley-
stop talking, stop talking, stop talking.
Yeah, so when Ridley Scott suggested that that child wasn't Leto's son but Paul's son, apparently, according to someone else who was there, I've never heard Frank bellow in rage before, but there he did.
There he did.
Oh my god, Ridley Scott, you fucking
And
strange little creature.
I
And then
fucking hate this
Ridley's-
guy.
and then Ridley Scott's brother died, and then he moved off it, and then he made Alien years later. So
Yeah.
Okay, I
So-
respect the man for making Alien, but I still hate this guy.
yeah, well, I respect him for making Lola and Louise as well, but he's a thoroughly, clock
He's a
strikes.
he's a
Broken
fucking
clock.
freak.
Broken clock strikes something something whatever.
A broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah, well, you know what? I don't want to say he was right, but he struck gold, at least twice.
Okay. So, but anyways, moving back away from Ridley Scott and making making Frank Herbert bellow in rage.
But but it is kind of important because David Lynch wasn't the first director that was meant to go on
Yes,
this. David Lynch only
um,
got this because of the fact
He was
that...
the third.
Ah, shit, who was the second?
Well, Alejandro Jodorowsky, because he tried to direct it, but then he was like, "Nah, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing." I got HR Geiger though. Hey Mick Jagger, do you want to earn $100,000 per hour that we film with you? That was basically how that project collapsed. But again, that is why I prefer 1984. 1984's stylistic choice for the Harkonnens and a lot of other stuff in the film. Not. I feel as if. Once again, I will go back to my point of. Oh fucking! I'm forgetting how to say his name.
Which character?
No, the person. Who's the director of the latest films?
Denis Villeneuve.
Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah, it's French.
Yeah, I fucking hate French.
Hang on,
French.
hang on. No, do not shit talk Denis Villeneuve. Okay, he's made some of my favorite films, and I now
No. No.
love the man.
He's one of the good ones, alright?
One of the
He's
French
French-Canadian.
ones. Yeah, exactly. He's Canadian.
He's French Canadian,
He's a
that's
fake
fine.
French.
Oh, oh, fuck.
Whoa.
Okay, without
Um,
Denis Villeneuve,
but
we
yeah,
wouldn't
so
be
I
like
don't
He's
think
not- He's another Gabe.
I think that I love the look of Dune 1 and 2. They're fucking phenomenal films. But
funny,
like
'cause you're the one who told me
personally, go on.
It's funny because you're the one who told me that I didn't need to see Dune Part 2. It's really not that good. Brother, it's my second favorite film now. You lied to
When
me.
did I say that?
You said that to me on multiple occasions when I was like, I don't know, I feel kind of bad that I missed out on Dune 2, and you were like, oh, don't worry, it really wasn't that good.
Chris also said that it wasn't that good. Why is it only Cameron who's getting the criticism here?
That's a
Wait,
good
did-
I
point,
mean,
actually.
I
When
didn't
did I?
think-
When did I say? Okay, whoa.
Okay,
I,
Chris,
hold up.
I think it was
Chris, I
overhyped.
specifically remember you saying that you didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, actually, no, I remember that too. I mentioned this to Chris. The reason why I'm not angry at him is because he can't actually remember. I mentioned to Chris that he said that he didn't like how parts of the lore were cut out for a romance plot, but like, I don't know, I felt like that was kind of important to develop Chani's character.
Okay, yeah, but I didn't say I hated the film.
Yeah, no,
I
but
said
yeah,
I disliked that part of the film.
yeah, but like for the most part, you did just kind of mention that whenever it was brought up. Anyway,
I thought that Dune 2 was just overhyped.
okay,
Let me. Okay, I am going to formally
I have literally
slub on
no
the
skin
knob
in
of
this.
Dune, the new ones. Dune 1 and 2 one of the two greatest films of all time. Just that. I
Yeah.
need not say more.
It's basically
Anyone who thinks
Bond and Lord of
otherwise
the Rings.
can just like be purged.
It-
Lisan Al Gaib, you will die.
To bring your point on for the Harkonnens, and Chris can back me up here, though I can appreciate H.R. Geiger's work, I'ma be real.
It's not
The
good.
Harkonnens are actually threatening in the new Dune films. I mean,
Yeah.
the the Harkonnens in 1984's version are a bunch of diseased gingers and Sting, who
Yeah, they're still threatening because they got fucking Sting.
No, not really.
No, I'm joking.
They're just not homoerotic. But like the Harkonnens and the Hark. Yeah, okay, tell me that Sting, shirtless in front of the camera,
Oh
was
my
not
god.
vaguely
No,
Can
homophobic.
One thing that I'd like to point out is that there is weight given to the violence and threats in Dune 1 and 2. In Dune 84, there is not. It is shit that is made out for jokes with no underlying concept of the consequences, which we are not often shown outside of some goofy deaths that we don't usually see. Also, the Duke dies in a way that he doesn't die in the books, I think. I think that
that
he
was
died.
because of the runtime.
Oh,
That was
yes.
because of the runtime limitation.
Okay, true, but that doesn't stop it from being fucking dumb and goofy.
Oh
and
yeah, no,
having...
I agree.
Okay, cool. Great. It's good that we do because I would have fucking throttled you otherwise.
Okay. Also, before we get onto it, I would like to address this Canadian cut of yours with a question of my own. Have
Mhm.
you heard of the blackened mantle?
The fuck is that?
Let me just quickly snipping tool this. The Blackened Mantle is a complete recut of the entire original trilogy into one lone film known as The Blackened Mantle. It is a fan project, just like what you said, that aims to fix a lot of the problems that the original trilogy, particularly Revenge of the Sith, had by making the entire thing grayscale, making the characters speak in Japan in a Japanese dub with English subtitles, and then making it far closer to a samurai movie origins that Star Wars was directly inspired by. George Lucas has gone on. No, hold on. It is an entirely new way of experiencing the prequels that still holds a lot of the lore, but fixes some of the issues with the original release.
Ah, yes, because putting it in black and white fixes that.
No. It doesn't just put it in black and white. It actually does, because it is done in a Japanese voice dub by Japanese actors. It actually goes to lengths to rewrite and re-edit some of the scenes into one film with a whole new story. And it does a decent job at it. The only issue is it's not Revenge of the Sith. If I was reviewing Revenge of the Sith, I would not look at a fan project that was stitched together with their own effects they could do in their own time to evaluate Revenge of the Sith. I wouldn't watch The Blackened Mantle and then say, if you actually just recut the whole thing and put in new effects, it makes the movie good. Like,
Okay, I'm gonna stop you there. This was not that sort of thing.
but if they had time to redo and do their own effects and to take all of
No,
this footage and put
they
it back
finished effects that had already been put in. That on the copy that you can now find on YouTube.
Yeah, but
So
it's still not June 1984. It is
yes,
a Canadian cut of June 1984.
again, I have seen June 1984 countless times, and so I thought that I would watch this one again as a way to bring about the original vision of these strange, basically never spoken about versions. So,
I guess.
however, this is not a Black Mantle situation because they are not changing the story.
But
They
it
are
does
taking
change. it does end up changing the story because the 1980, if you cut something and put in whole new scenes to make it go from 2 hours 16 to 3 hours, that is going to change part of the story no matter what you do.
Majority of the stuff that they put in is stuff that actually explains what's going on.
Don't they
There is
already
still
have
2 hours
enough
of footage that they just left out.
And it's probably all fucking gone by now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Look, I get that, but all I'm saying is the thing that most people have seen and that we're evaluating here is not the extended Canadian cut. We cannot let...
I'm not discussing that here.
Okay, because I don't think that should be taking something that is David Lynch himself sort of swore off as like, it's not really my vision. No one gets to see my vision.
Yeah, because it wasn't.
Okay. I'm just making sure we're on the same page.
I'm actually interested in watching the Black and Metal now. That sounds very interesting.
I'll put it on season 2. I actually have an entire MP4 of it.
Oh,
Fuck yeah.
please don't make me watch Star Wars. Ah, please, you're already torturing me with like Space Odyssey and Dune. Please don't make me watch Star Wars on top of that.
Oh,
What's
I'm
wrong
sorry
with
that you
Star
can't watch a
Wars?
long movie.
Ah, brother, I literally binged Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood in 3 days.
This
like, at the start
generation
of the
is
month.
cooked.
Anyway, before the
Cameron, I know where
podcast
you
is
live.
cancelled.
I'm glad that you do. Whose
Look.
phone just went off?
I think Chris and I understand your point of it has an interesting visual style, but you yourself have conceded that the newer films are just far better films.
Oh yeah, no, just straight up. But I still just prefer the 1984 version.
Okay, if they're better, how can you enjoy the shit one more?
That's my question. How do you
Real.
enjoy this?
Wow. Okay.
I'm being real. How do you
So-
enjoy this?
How do I enjoy?
Is it ASMR? Do you like whispering old men? Just like
This
in your
is-
ear?
Because
I respect this.
even from a technical level, like I thought you'd like this movie from a technical level, but the
I do.
Not.
no,
It's
I don't
not.
understand
It's
how,
not. What are you talking about?
I see. I could see why you liked Space Odyssey. I could capitulate on that because it was technically amazing, brother. The people on the don't even mention the sound blasters, but the fucking people on the worm.
Stop.
The fucking people on the worms don't even look like they're moving. Like, they couldn't even the actors didn't even act like there was a remote bit of wind resistance. The moment that fucking Blue Velvet guy gets on the top of a worm, he's just walking around like nothing.
There are
I
so
prefer-
many scenes where
Yeah,
they just
no,
look directly into the camera with such malice.
No.
They don't even want to be there.
To me, I like this film. I prefer this film mainly because of it was an attempt that just never got what it wanted. And
Okay.
and don't get me wrong, I love Dune 1 and 2. But there was I prefer this one because I just, for some reason, knowing that this was an attempt that just never went through. It never could get what it wanted because of the climate at the time. It just makes me like this one a lot more.
I don't get that.
No, maybe not a lot more. It's like they're pretty damn close, but I just prefer this one.
Okay,
Okay,
I can see the attraction there.
I can't, but okay. I don't know why it failing to achieve what it wanted to do and traumatizing its director makes it more enjoyable than the newer ones.
I
Like,
I don't
think because
think
it was
he's
a
saying
much. I think it's because it's a different interpretation.
Wait, so having the... I thought that it was less of it makes it more enjoyable and it just like makes it more understandable and therefore you want to give it points for that.
Oh no.
Not a-
This brother, they gave handout sheets to the people in the cinemas to understand what was going on.
see, okay, that's a failing of the film.
Oh,
That is a
definitely.
failure of a film. So why do you like it? I don't understand. You get
I
mad.
just do. I'm trying to find a reason. I just prefer it. Um, and I'm trying to
I
put it
mean,
into words. I do think it's because I prefer it because it is a failed attempt that really did try.
um, I mean,
I
I
think that's
think
why.
that the
But
sorry,
David
you
Lynch
go.
didn't even try that much. He gave up in the writing stage. He said that himself. He said that
Yeah, I know.
he didn't. This film was a partially aborted baby to him. He did it purely out of just like the fact that he was getting paid. Like he admitted
Yes.
he knew he didn't have Final Cut, so he was selling out in the writing stage, and that he just sold out the whole thing. He says Mexico City was nice, but I hated filming it. Like this wasn't a passion project. This was
Yeah,
a
I
he was
know.
the but like
But they
but
still fucking tried.
No, they didn't. What?
Everyone else still tried, and that's what I like about it. David
okay. I'm
Lynch,
I'm be
like,
real. This is the
Mm,
worst. These were some of the worst acting performances I've seen. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah. Okay,
Like
listen.
I
I've
wanted to
I
seen
punch
worse.
that little child so many times.
Oh, you
I
should have murdered
think
toddler.
if I were being charitable, I enjoyed the sandworm scenes and the outside when they were outside on Arrakis. I liked the orange haze and also every sandworm scene. The sandworm scenes were just like the only good scenes in this film to me. Uh, very few scenes I enjoyed more because they were talking in them. Um, but like if you like the sandworm scenes, I can see why you liked this film slightly.
if you like the sandworm scenes, you're gonna love Dune too.
Oh
Oh
my
yeah.
god, get that popcorn bucket. Let's go.
No, but
Also,
Okay.
okay.
okay,
No, no,
but
no, no. I know I said
Also,
I wasn't gonna talk about them. Oh no, you go. You go.
oh no, I was just gonna make fun of Quentin Tarantino for saying that he's not gonna watch the modern Dune movies because he's seen the 1984 one.
Okay, yeah, no, that's pretentious as shit, and
Yeah, fuck
also
Quentin
don't.
Tarantino.
I kind
That
of
that is in
just
line with him.
hate Tarantino. He pisses me off.
I like
Yeah.
Reservoir Dogs. I like Pulp Fiction. That's it.
Look,
Everything else about him, I
Him
think,
as a
is
person, I just
him.
dislike.
Everything that man has made is not. There is not a single original scene that man has made. I want you to realize that.
Hold on.
Oh, wait, no. I'm going to retract that.
I need to double check
Every
this man's
scene
discography.
that has him drinking wine off of a woman's foot.
it was maple syrup. It was
Was
maple
it
syrup.
maple syrup?
Yeah, he actually, and it was. I think it was Salma Hayek. He had her put maple syrup on her foot, and then he licked it. He also played rapist number one in one of his films.
Like, okay, look, I love Inglorious Bastards as much as the next person, but like, I hate this guy.
Okay, I
Anyways,
said I wasn't going to talk about it, but what the fuck was David Lynch on with those sound blasters?
a
Those
lot
are
of drugs.
okay, Kaya. Those are not in the book. Those are
Yeah,
not
those
the
aren't.
second. Those
Wait,
aren't in
I
the
don't
remake.
understand what you're talking about.
Okay, Cha Ska.
Yeah,
Cha. Yeah, that's not in the book.
okay.
uh, by the way, does anyone remember the handheld the fucking like penis blasters or whatever they had on?
Yeah, no,
Because they had like
Uh,
handles on the side,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
they had the
yeah.
beamers on their crotch.
Yep.
What was that?
Yeah, that was odd. But then also that in the Sound Blasters, like Dune as a franchise, its whole thing is knife fighting. Did David Lynch go that and say, "Nah, what's actually really cool are the actors yelling Cha Scar in front of a green screen while supposedly on a worm?" Like it suffers from the same issue that Berserk: The Golden Age suffers from,
meh.
which which uh is a hot
What?
take from me. Okay, my issue with the final battle is that it has the same issue the Band of the Hawk does, which is that innumerable amount of people die, but also innumerable amount of people still manage to survive. If you read Berserk, you will see the Band of the Hawk during the Golden Age are always getting slaughtered. They're getting killed wholesale, yet their numbers never seem to deplete so far that they can't fight a new battle and get slaughtered wholesale all over again. Particularly near the end of the arc, I really love Berserk. near the end, where they're fighting wild just before the eclipse, I was honestly surprised with how many of them were left. To just get that many killed by him swinging trees around. The same thing happened at the end of this. There are innumerous legions of Sardaukar. Some reason they kept coming back to the Emperor spinning around while shooting things on a screen and not showing the screen. The thing was just spinning around for some reason.
Yeah.
And there are innumerable worms, and there are infinite people on those worms, and they're getting shot, but then they just seem to come back out of nowhere, and then they just keep cutting to the battlefield, and it goes on for so long. I'm like, how many people are here?
Oh, a lot.
Oh yeah, but at least in the newer films, they show that the Fremen easily overwhelm them because of their desert power. In this one, the Fremen are fucking slowly progressing with blasters and endless ground forces and just running at them for a solid 5 minutes. 5 minutes! 5 minutes of the Emperor just spinning around, shooting things on a screen. Like, what the fuck? And also, and with that, you just hear cha scar, cha scar, cha scar. If riding a worm was that fucking easy, anyone would do it. Sorry.
So,
I'm gonna say something that's gonna really piss you off, Alex.
Okay, go ahead.
I just prefer this movie over the others.
Cameron,
I think I just have more fun with this movie.
Cameron, I usually defend your points. Okay, I'm one of the only people here which defend Space Baby movies and fight on your behalf. Okay, I liked Space Odyssey. I had my criticisms, but I liked it overall. I fucked with it in the end. This is the one case where I will say you're just wrong, and anyone who says this film is better than the new ones are just wrong.
Again, I'm gonna go back to my original statement. The other films, the newer films, are just better. However, I just had more fun with this one.
Oh, you hurt me.
I know, and
I
I'm
hate
sorry for
you.
that. I think, like, at a max, I'd give this film a 4 out of 10, but I have more fun at it.
You don't like movies.
Yeah, I don't. Fucking hate this podcast, man.
Okay. How about cookies? How we?
my genuine reaction to Cameron's opinion.
Nice. Hello, Saul Goodman.
Yeah, bro, we've been recording for over an hour. This is the
Oh my
longest
God,
an
I-
episode has been in, like, ages.
Look, I
All
think
because
this
Alex is
movie-
having a conniption.
I think this
What
movie
if
has
it is a
some.
bait?
I think this. I think. I think.
This is all an elaborate prank.
Look, I think that this movie has some appeal, and I think Chris can agree with me. There are some parts of this film that I liked. I'm just like David Lynch. There are some parts of the film I like. But frankly, the only thing this film did for me was make me really appreciate Dune 1 and 2. And like it made me appreciate that at the end of Dune 1 and 2, the Hitler stand-in doesn't make it rain on Arrakis. Because by the way, Kaya, for your context, Paul, the main character, in the second book praises Hitler and Genghis Khan for having good numbers when it comes to purging people from the galaxy.
Yeah, Paul is literally Hitler.
After this film, I want you to know, the Fremen
Musk?
then go out and they exterminate 61 billion people.
Damn,
Cleanse.
no one acknowledged my joke.
I didn't hear it.
I said Musk, like.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's topical, isn't it?
Look, Elon Musk is a Harkonnen, which bleeds onto my cookie. Baron Vladimir Harkonnen is who my cookie is going to. I'm going to give him a diseased wart cookie that is laced with cocaine, because I think that's something that sick bastard would enjoy. Go on.
All right. I'm gonna give him my cookie. And going with the theme of drugs, I'm giving my cookie to Sting. And it is a cookie laced with heroin. and that is because he's gone on record to say that his favorite drug is heroin because he makes the best music on it.
Right.
He also
I'm
bikes
not
everywhere.
joking.
He also bikes everywhere. Like whenever he goes to a city, he bikes around so that way no one recognizes him.
Yeah, I don't think I could give you a better image, Alex. What if it isn't bait? What if it truly is my unfiltered dog shit opinion?
Yeah, it is.
And I know it is. I know it is. I just have more fun with 1984.
On Kaya,
Well, at least you can acknowledge it. I'm giving my cookie to the child. It's literally just shit.
Oh, the murder toddler.
It is just shit. I hate this child.
if you tell them who I really am?
Yeah, I hate that child. I'm just giving them a shit cookie.
Yeah, she's played by Anya Taylor-Joy in the new films.
Well, we see her like once or twice, I think.
We see her once in the second film, but she's gonna be in the third one.
Anya, my
Yeah.
beloved.
Children of Dune.
I'm
No,
gonna
actually,
give.
it's gonna be Dune Messiah, not Children of Dune.
Anya,
I'm
gonna
my
give
beloved.
Oh yeah, that Dune Messiah is second. That's right.
I'm gonna give a sand trout cookie to Shai Hulud.
Mm-hmm.
In the name of
The
Shai
best
Hulud,
scenes.
the Shai Halud,
Shai
Lisan
Hulud.
Al Gaib, deliver us to.
Okay, can we go to the wheel now?
You should watch Dune 1 and 2. You'd like it.
Nah.
You would like it. Everyone
No,
would.
you really would
Why?
actually.
Why
You
do you
would.
say that?
Because they're good. Unlike this film.
Okay.
They aren't. I think they aren't religious experiences, but they are good for movies.
Okay, you're actually wrong.
Wrong.
Yeah, you're wrong. I put off watching Dune 2 for so long. I watch it, brother. There was a religious experience. I was glued to my screen 30 minutes in. Brother, that film cannot be topped. The fact that it isn't sweeping the Oscars is further proof that you film fans don't like film. Or that Amelia Perez sucks, and also Timothée Chalamet was in a different film this year.
Anyway, give me What We Do in the Shadows.
What if it isn't bait?
Cameron, what's your fucking prediction? Let's get this over with.
Oh, I'm gonna. All right.
I don't want to hear you talk
God.
anymore tonight.
Wow. Okay, that's just kind of. That's just kind
Well,
of.
you haven't even seen the new ones, and you got this shit
And-
on sight,
Damn.
dude.
Damn. What did I do? What the fuck did I do to you?
And I don't
Um,
have to watch the other movies. It doesn't matter. I still know that
Yeah,
this film
but it
is-
like gives you a reference point to create an opinion.
It doesn't.
Chris,
you and
I could do the funniest thing next
Chris,
season.
you realize that I can just, form an opinion of just watching one movie, right?
Yeah, but like, you don't have the comparative reference compared to like seeing the other movies, though.
Is this
And-
really a conversation that we're having right now?
And Chris, I do not give a fuck.
All right.
You know what, Chris? I hope we don't get Conan this week.
I'm gonna kill you.
Whoa,
I'm
whoa.
gonna just slaughter you.
All right, guys. Next episode's
Did you know in
cancelled.
Dune lore they have like sacks they put their people in to extract
Alex,
the
what
water?
is your prediction?
Putting you in there.
Alex, what's your prediction?
I want Batman or Superman. I
Oh,
want
we
parents
know
to
you
stop
do.
fighting.
We know you do.
Oh, fuck off. Okay, you know what? No, fuck you. I hope we don't get what you do in the shadows. I hope it. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Liz and Gabe, you
Anyway,
will die.
give,
Listen,
actually,
okay.
you know what? Give me the
Listen,
Northman. Give me more Robert Eggers, please, my beloved.
Robert Eggers, more like Robert Preggers when I'm done with him.
My
Why-
fucking
whoa.
beloved, my goat.
I do not need to hear that.
Alex's
shit from
goat
you,
may be
goddamn.
David Lynch, but my
All
goat
right,
is
hang on.
Robert
What's
Eggers.
the? Can we
my
calculate
goat is
the
not
Conan
David
chance?
Lynch. My goat is Denis Villeneuve. But yes, what was that, Cameron?
Should we calculate the Conan chance?
Cameron's,
so
what's
what,
what's your prediction?
Oh,
again?
Chris, you actually have a 0.03% chance. Sorry, you've got a 3% chance of getting Conan.
Cameron, what's your
0.03
prediction?
was the actual.
I'm gonna predict. I'm gonna predict the Batman.
Also, audience, I think I just cracked my wrist into the mic, so I apologize.
Yeah, I did hear something. That was your wrist.
Maybe.
Fuck!
Oh, we got peak. We got Peak.
God damn it! I was so close to Retribution.
Or you could have
Retribution.
gotten The Hobbit.
Oh, I would have
Oh
killed
yeah,
myself.
the second movie,
I
the
would've-
best one. Let's go.
Why did you pick the second one? Anyway, we got Peak.
I haven't seen it. I was like, okay.
Oh shit! I just came back to my computer. Damn. Yeah.
Did
I
you
don't
like?
know what.
Did Alex just like zone out of reality for a moment?
No,
No, they walked
went to
away.
go. I walked away.
We got Peak.
Yeah, okay. I'll agree. This
We
is
got a
big.
short
we got
movie. We got a short movie.
this
Let's fucking
this
go.
fucking generation.
This
fucking
movie, I don't even
generation.
think this movie is 90 minutes. Hang on.
Oh my god, it's not.
Hang on, let me double check. Let me fact check that one.
Because it doesn't feel like it.
Technically speaking, it's 3 movies within one.
It's 1 hour and 21 minutes. Guys, it is less than an hour and a half. It's not even 90 minutes. Let's fucking go.
And you're still gonna watch it in 2 times speed.
No,
Still gonna watch it whilst playing Minecraft.
maybe.
I'm going.
Cameron, I
going.
gotta be honest with you, okay? The last movie that I watched that wasn't at full-time speed was the Mario movie, and that was only because I had seen it before. So
I'm
if
gonna
we're
watch this
counting
movie and play Furry Hitler.
if we're counting movies that I hadn't watched before that I watched at 2 times or like at like a faster speed, it was probably Tenacious D. I really did not
You
want to
watched
watch.
fucking Tenacious D at normal speed.
No, I watched it at 1.5 speed.
I'm gonna throttle you.
Cameron,
I'm actually gonna
Cameron,
fucking throttle you.
Okay, I really have to be honest with you, right? Like yesterday, the entire day, I was like, I really, really don't want to watch this movie. So the only way for me to watch it was if I saved, I don't know, probably like 20 minutes of my life putting it at a faster speed.
But why did you not want to watch the film?
I don't know, okay? Also, like, I tried to watch it on Stan. I tried to watch it on Stan at first, but then I switched over to Netflix because Stan doesn't let you change the speed of watching something, but Netflix does.
You know what, Cameron? You can now change the speed and watch The Dressmaker at 3 times speed now.
I'm playing Balatro while doing that.
Bro.
Yeah, no, that's how it fucking feels. Fuck you.
I watched the Space Baby at
Bitch.
normal speed. Fuck you.
I will have.
No, you
know-
didn't.
I did. I watched it on the TV.
Yeah, she did. She did watch it. I remember because that made her mad because she watched it the whole thing. And she said it was the biggest disappointment of her life.
No. I said it was the biggest waste of time of my life. Thank you very much.
You know, I think this podcast has made me respect you less.
Bro, I was at Bookfest the other week, like last week,
I
and I
respected your film opinion, now I don't.
I saw like I saw like Space Odyssey on DVD or some shit. I don't actually know. It was probably a pirated version.
Most
and
likely.
I literally like I put it down the void in between like so like they'll line all the DVDs up, right? But there'll be a slight gap between the tables, and I dropped it down there.
You asshole!
You're messed up.
That could have
You're
broken the
actually-
disc.
You're
I
actually
tried to
messed
buy
up
a
in the
copy
head.
of Hot Fuzz, but when I opened the case to see if it was like scratched, I've never seen a disc so scratched in my life. Anyway, I
I've
forgot
never-
that we're still recording.
I've never
This-
been so
this
close
is-
to
this
punching
is-
my monitor.
This is. Hold on. How often do you play video games whilst watching a film?
Who are you talking to?
Oh
do you
my
think?
god!
What?
Alex,
Thank
do
you,
you
thank you.
understand my gripe?
No.
Okay,
Okay. A lot of the time, it's just Minecraft, which doesn't take a lot of thought process away from me watching the movie. Because most of the time, if I'm watching a movie that I haven't seen before and I'm playing Minecraft, I'm doing the most mundane, mind-numbing tasks, like trying to build a redstone contraption that keeps fucking breaking!
That's not entirely a mind-numbing task.
I
If
don't
you-
know, man. Okay, most of the time it's just me building. You know how I watched Fuck, what's it called again?
Man, Redstone's fucking easy. Just go learn computer science. God.
No, you know. Oh, what was it? Oh yeah, it was Nimona. You know what I did while watching Nimona? I literally just like dug a hole.
Alex is convinced that I played Balatro the entire time I was watching the most.
You said played Balatro, and I'm gonna take that at face value. If someone admits to murder, then says no, I didn't, Lamau later, am I just meant to not believe them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you, audience, for watching this tangent.
Oh my
Not
god.
even
I'm
halfway
consi-
through these fucking movies.
I'm considering about just cutting that end bit out.
No, don't. This is great parts. Good night. We'll see
What
you-
if it isn't bad? What if it truly is my
Guys,
with
it's
the
almost 10
dog shit
o'clock. I
opinion?
have work in the morning. I want to go to bed.
Well,
Oh, wah, wah, wah.
Where,
Are we done
where,
recording?
childcare worker?
Are we done
Wah,
recording?
wah, wah.
Oh, hold on. Let me
Okay,
start recording.
goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye.